Hello, my name is Drew Haney, and this is my coach's plan to manage the environment. First off, I plan to inform parents about my plans for managing their child's safety and risk, as well as the practice and game environment. I do this through a parental preseason meeting. It might be after the first couple practices, just to give everyone some time to settle in and develop a little bit of a relationship and go over policies, procedures, and any safety measures, as well as expectations. To do this, I create a slideshow that I share with parents ahead of time and refer back to throughout the year in my communications. I want to make sure that parents know where to access this and so that there's no confusion about expectations. Communication is established during this meeting as well. I collect all parents' contact information, and create a group chat that can be managed throughout the year to easily disseminate important information such as canceled practices and anything urgent that needs their attention. Some of the factors you need to consider are the parental concerns. Some parents might be really involved and have a great understanding of soccer and things that go into coaching a team, but some parents might be a little bit more hands-off and expect the coach to do a little bit more. The important thing is to address both types of parents and everybody in between. It is also important to consider cultural differences, possible language barriers between parents that might be newer to the country and might not understand how the culture of American sports and coaching for youth. I also want to make sure that I consider the children in front of me. Their age is important, right? Their technical ability is important, but they still have the same basic needs: fun, belonging, and development, and I need to stress those to parents because those are some of my priorities. It's also important to consider at this age, my team is 8 to 9 years old, so the children are still developing their basic motor skills, coordination, things like that. So executing some of the more complicated soccer tasks just might have to be patient. Also important along those lines is the cognitive development. 8 or 9-year-olds might get basic ideas, but trying to get them to buy into complex strategies they are possibly not ready for could be a challenge. And to explain this to parents is important as well, so that we are all on the same page as far as our expectations. Social and emotional development for 8 or 9-year-olds is also key. You got to be careful about how sensitive they are to feedback and the highs and lows of the game, and make sure that parents are being positive, supporting members and help develop love of the game, supporting of the team, and handle winning and losing in a healthy manner. Finally, I really stress exploration and experimentation, putting the players in reality-based situations and letting them learn from the experiences, having an autonomous mentality that players can learn on their own and from those mistakes. And I don't want to overcoach them, and I don't want the parents to do that either. Finally, stressing long-term development, fun, making sure players want to come to those games, come to those practices, and continue to play after they're done as part of my team. Informing the parents about the U.S. Soccer framework, I want to accomplish that by summarizing some of the key points of U.S. Soccer development framework, include that in the slides, and refer back to it when necessary. Again, some of the key points are long-term development and growth over winning on the weekend. I'm happy if I see growth. Losing the game is not necessarily a sign that we're not going in the right direction. I really need to set the expectation that learning and development are key, and parents will need to be patient as players move along. I need to look for ways to inspire parents, involve, and inspire parents. I want to inform them with our preseason meeting, with my slideshow, with the information about the U.S. Soccer framework. I plan to involve them by setting roles such as bringing snacks, creating events for the team to go to together, a minimum one in the fall and one in the spring, especially since I will be going through with these players into the future season. And I want to inspire them to be positive by on the sidelines when they're at games and when they're at home with their child by sending out emails weekly about what we're working on, how we want to improve, and what we've done well, so that they can feel empowered. And I also want them to feel like they can make a difference in their players' work. So if I can include a video or some tips on how to bring those behaviors out in their child at their own time, that's something I want to do. In my experience, sideline behavior during games is the biggest thing here. It's important to deal with parents head on who are not adhering to the Let Us Play framework that the Colorado Rapids that I coach for and the Front Range League that we're a part of are really committed to. So when a parent is not adhering to those expectations, speaking with them directly is much more effective than sending out a team email where I remind them of these challenges. So that is a priority for me going forward, as well as to encourage parents not to give directions, but to cheer for not just their children, but the entire team can help foster success, as well as not speaking with the other team, with the referee, because those interactions can lead players to feel like they've done something wrong. Finally, I want to inform and involve and inspire by creating open communication channels and making sure that everyone has my contact information, speaking with them at practices, after practices, before and after games, and letting them know that just letting them know what I'm all about and make sure they feel comfortable talking to me, whether it's a positive or negative issue. Some of the challenges might be parents that are overly competitive and focused on winning rather than the development, but also parents that are a little too hands-off and trying to find a happy medium for everybody to be on the same page. Finally, I need to make sure that I'm staying patient with both parents and players and be willing to address any concerns, as well as just overall being reflective and making sure that I am creating the best environment for my players and parents. Thanks.